Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Sagittarius for the month of July, August, the time of Leo. So sister, cousin sign of fire. We're in fire. Let's see what's coming up for you in the next 4 weeks. The energy is the Ace of Coins. So new beginnings in terms of work. Don't worry about money. You've obviously consolidated stuff. There's a breakthrough coming there. As far as your money's quite secure. Whenever this card comes up, it always could be, well, down here in Australia it's tax return time. So yes, people could be getting money. But it's just a very strong security card for money and new beginnings of all sorts. So that's lovely, Sag. Sagittarius can be quite impulsive with the money. However, let's see where you are right now. Scorpio card. So death. So transformation, Scorpio, so perhaps Sagittarius, so perhaps, yeah, you've been working hard all year at sort of really transforming the way you look at your finances, your job. Maybe you're really happy with your job. I feel like that's good, and just really sort of saving, things like that, just really having that healthy respect for money, because a lot of Sagittarians, like myself, have they're very keen on the travel, and however that hasn't been possible. So perhaps all that money that's been saved because we're not travelling at the moment has sort of given a new healthy respect for money. So, but this is a nice card too, in terms of just keep going with that transformation, keep doing things the way you're doing them. You are very in a slow moving change. It'll probably come to fruition too in October, November, because this is the card for Scorpio, October, November sign. So just go with what you're doing. It just looks great. Let's see what's influenced that. And we have the Page of Swords, so very much things up in the air as well, and getting your mind energy around, or perhaps too, because you know, the Sagittarius, I know, and knowing myself, we are very much oriented to far horizons, to planning and buying airline tickets, all that kind of thing, and all that's up in the air at the moment. But that's just now. But so we have to sort of focus on other things in our life rather than that constant yearning for travel. So that could be still a bit of a battle for some of us. Also, Page of Swords is things just up in the air, people talking about you, whatever. But that's great with Page of Swords. It's very much a gossipy energy, but never mind, you know, as long as they're talking about you, sometimes it's like, well, good-o. But yeah, also that transformation too, very much earthed this time, at this time, Sag. So that will influence what's going on around. So with social media, etc., especially be careful what you put up there. Don't be sort of buying into forums where, you know, you can just get yourself into strife. Just read them and move on. Could be. The background, so June, July. 3 of Swords, broken heart, grief, bit of sadness there as we come out of the water sign of Cancer. Often this can bring up lots of old stuff, grief, that we sort of push down and we don't really want to acknowledge it. But often in the times of water, Scorpios, Cancer, Pisces, these grief and heartbreaks do tend to rise to the surface, so we can kind of examine them and move on and deal with that grief. So that's been sort of sitting there perhaps for a lot of us. A lot of us probably don't want to acknowledge it whatsoever, but that's up to you. But that's just what was perhaps stirring up a lot of memories perhaps too in the last 4 weeks until in the water time. Recent influences, and we have the moral compass with the Hierophant. So really trusting your inner moral compass, what's right and what's wrong for you. There's a lot going on at the moment, a lot of people, a lot of unrest with people, a lot of people voicing their opinions. However, when the Hierophant comes along, it's like, well, you know, just go with what is, because sometimes it is a matter of just your moral compass and what you feel is the right thing for you. And that's what that card means. But it does talk about government and authority. So knowing Sagittarians too and their love of movement and philosophy and all this sort of thing, there's a lot going on there, but just it's a very individual card, but it's up to what your moral compass says to you. Enough said. A big card though, nevertheless, especially in today's climate and environment. There's a lot going on where people are, you know, antagonizing one another, and it's sort of very personal. Let's see what you're learning, the lesson. 9 of Swords. Fear for fear's sake, Sag, so don't get dragged into any kind of worrying and fearful of, you know, what's going to happen, losing sleep, sleeplessness, all this sort of energy this next 4 weeks. That's fine. Try and combat it with some healthy sort of physical, getting things done that you can do, physical stuff, rather than wallowing in, you know, listening too much to what's going on in the news and things like that. We've just got to move on. Fear for fear's sake, fear mongering, all that kind of energy is that. It's not really like fire signs to be mired in that kind of stuff. You'd rather get out and do something positive for yourself. So that's just fear for fear's sake. So yeah, that'll be a bit of a highlight, so just push through it. Near future, so coming into August proper, and we have the Fool. So new beginnings coming in, new journeys, new perspective on where you're going, what you're doing, really pushing forward, moving forward, new challenges, new journey basically, which is really great. But there you do have these Swords cards here, so you need to kind of sort that out and then just go with something new that's coming forward, or making a breakthrough for yourself for some new beginnings, rather than just worrying about things you can't control. What's happening that you're not realising? The 3 of Cups. Celebrations, 3 in a relationship. There may be something relationship going on here. Old relationships that, you know, we're trawling through that old ground in Cancer time, water time. It very much a card of sort of talking about 3 in a relationship as well, which can often hark back to heartbreak and split and all that kind of thing. This is not what you realise is coming on, but it is a time to celebrate as well, because you've come so far, Sagittarius, especially with that Scorpio death card. You've really moved on and are moving on, doing things a different way, and it's working for you. So don't let your mind sort of, you know, take over and undo all the good work you've been doing. How others see you. 5 of Wands, so yeah, very much obstacles, trying to get where you want to go, sort of being a bit held up too. This could be work as well, where you've just felt held back by certain people. Don't get into it. Just keep doing what you're doing. There are a lot of blockages around at the moment. People are seeing you as feeling blocked and held back. That probably is the case, but then again, the universe is obviously saying, yeah, well, you know, just go with new beginnings, go with the change that's happening. There always are roadblocks and wrong way turned back cards, but just go with that. We can't control everything. As long as you trust your moral compass, Sag, you'll be fine. But yeah, it might be a bit of a stop-start energy this next 4 weeks, but just go with it and don't push too hard if you can't get somewhere. But yeah, I feel this is other people seeing you, so it's interesting. We'll put a special card on that in a minute. Okay, let's have a look at what you're feeling positive about. Queen of Coins, so that money maker card, that home and hearth queen, you know, having everything sorted, feeling at home in her home, feeling like, yeah, the money's there, I've got money, I'm doing well, so this is a great card to have. And she's very much there and feeling quite good about herself in her environment as it is as such, which is often sort of quite interesting for Sagittarius, because they're normally always on the move, but now they've had to be at home doing certain stuff and being really kind of earthy rather than always on the move. So a beautiful card anyway with the Queen of Coins. Let's have a look at the final outcome for July, August. And then we have options coming in with the Two of Wands. So, yeah, things becoming open for you, decisions to be made. Will I go this way? With a fork in the road, will I go this way? Will I go that way? Lots of energy with this one too. Good energy, just, you know, that decision will come towards when we're getting into Virgo time. And the Queen of Coins is very much a Virgo queen. So, and the work, you know, very earth time coming up in the next 4 weeks. So the 3rd week of August could be a good time to start looking at moving forward. Don't worry so much if you're held up a little bit, just go with that flow. I'm just going to pop a explanatory card on that Five of Wands, Sag, and just see what that hold up may be, or why people are looking at you in that manner. Ten of Cups, so very much, yeah, very emotional card, family card, very much the card of the facade. So it could be family of origin, relationships, old marriages perhaps, stuff from the past definitely, and heartbreak. Maybe there were 3 in that relationship, and that all of that sort of, you're just sort of dealing with that right now. So don't feel so blocked, just try and move with it. And if you do feel still held up back about moving on with that, we'll just go with the flow, because the breakthrough will perhaps come on once we enter Virgo in the 3rd week of August. Let's see your card for the message. Determination. It is you who must make the effort. The master only points the way. At its core, determination embodies the mental quality of lasting endurance, the physical quality of healthy, vibrant earth energy, and the spiritual quality that comes with knowing that you are moving in the right direction. Fabulous. Thank you, Sag. Have a great month and just go with what's there. Just use your power, move forward. There's good things on the horizon. Thank you very much for listening.